because of this today. I was wondering why. I
Anyone
was like,
try
why
to
is
get
Tesla
you?
up?
Anybody try to get you? I hear all these Tesla stories. People going at Teslas. Anybody try to come at you? At you?
No, I saw Kyle told me that one of his friends somebody threw like a Slurpee on his car and left him
What?
a angry note on the windshield
What?
in DC. Yeah, over here I'm
Oh,
in Ohio. Like I do have a
in
story. My
DC?
wife, yeah, my
What?
wife, somebody in a pickup truck, some Trump people were honking at her on the road and
What?
like rolled down the window, was like, "Yeah, America," Tesla and all that shit. Other than that, we're winning
Oh,
over here with that. I'm buying me a
wow.
couple more Teslas.
There's a lot of
You
Teslas.
know.
I mean, and that's the thing. Jenna and I, we were talking about this. How Tesla's very. Most people who own Tesla are very liberal.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny.
Does she
Uh,
feel a way about that? I know she's been like me, like been riding Teslas for a minute.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Does
it's
she
kind
feel
of
anything? But does she want to get rid of it now because of Elon
no.
Musk
Oh,
being a
no, no,
Nazi?
no. She's like,
Okay.
no. She's like, I'm not getting rid of my car.
Yeah, I
Like,
love
I'm not
that
getting rid
car,
of my
man.
Tesla. Yeah, she's
Great.
like, then what? I have to, pay for gas? Like, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
I mean, there's
It's
other
like,
EVs out there, but I've been
yeah.
driving Tesla since 2019, I think.
But again,
Jeez.
it's for the environment. It's all these things, right? That technically liberals and then now those are the people that are mad about like Tesla.
Well, they're mad because their
Yeah,
CEO
well,
is a piece of shit.
yeah,
That's why.
but again, we can't typecast the company based on good people work at Tesla. That's a fact. I mean, Tesla was around before Elon, and they're also, it's the same like we were talking about
Well, not. I mean,
with
I
Target.
don't think it was
People that
that
work at
big.
Target. People that work
Yeah.
at Target need that job, and boycotting Target is a direct correlation to those
Yeah, but
people being
also
out
you
of a
got to
job.
think like people. We talked about this how people you're a reflection of your leadership, right? So if your leader's a piece of shit and a Nazi, why would you keep supporting that? Because he's getting paid too, and he's getting paid way more than they are. You know what I'm
Yeah, but
saying?
again, it's a greater, it's a greater good, right? War, a lot of people get killed, men, women, and children, right? We send people literally into a death sentence when they go out there, but there's a casualty of war, right? And those are with actual lives at stake. So I
Yeah,
think,
he should be a casualty. He should resign and let
well,
somebody else run the
yeah,
company so it
but
isn't successful.
yeah, but
I
I'm
think
not
that. That's what I
gonna,
think. I don't,
I'm not gonna get to a point in my life at having, again, like I said, being a consumer, and I've talked
yeah,
about this, and have any inclination of any company and have judgment on any one person or
their
CEO,
leadership and
knowing,
stuff.
knowing the fact that I've been consuming all this shit my whole life from whatever that I know
Yeah.
most of the leadership has not been for us, by us, or the
No, I
the
agree. I
the
agree.
general rule of thumb has not been the case.
But
And
to
we've
the
supported
extent that
all
we're
through the
seeing now,
way. Um, and so,
yeah.
the machine is bigger than, this situation. The machine is going to keep going. Elon Musk can disappear tomorrow, and guess what? Tesla will just keep on pushing along. Just like after Apple with Steve Jobs. I mean, Tim Cook, and once you have a machine like that,
Oh,
that's you know.
yeah. Hey, Lauren,
I'm
we
sorry,
lost
I
you.
had to get on my phone. Yeah, I'm on my phone because my computer is really acting
Oh,
crazy.
was it stuttering up?
So I had to switch.
Hmm.
What'd you say?
I didn't know if it was
Oh, yeah,
stuttering
we
on
saw
the
your thing was there was a video
Yeah.
delay. So Sean was just saying he's
Yeah, I'm
okay
sorry
with
about that. I'm on
the
my phone.
CEO of Tesla being a Nazi
No.
and he
Mm.
supports that.
You just had a whole thing about Disney. You just had a whole thing about Disney, right?
No, but
And
I'm
Disney
not
was
saying the
built on
leadership.
someone who
Leadership
was
is a
supposed.
different thing. This is why we have elected officials, right? If you don't like something that they do, companies elect officials, right, and through their boards, right, the investors and things like that. And if the CEO is not good for the company, they let him go. Correct?
But again,
You even
this is
said
what
that the
I'm.
other, like we just talked about at the beginning of the podcast. We were just
I
talking
know,
about,
but that's
oh,
what I'm
watch your
saying.
mouth. I might
Th-
not say the right
But
thing and it might mess up
no, but
something.
this is what I'm saying.
But you're
Is
cool
that
with
like
Elon Musk doing all this shit. You're
no,
like, oh, I'm
it's
a
not
happy
about
Tesla
it's
driver.
it's not about being cool or
That's
not
weird,
cool or
bro. That's
indifferent or whatever.
weird.
It's not about any of that. It's not about any of that.
Okay.
It's about the fact that I'm on an HP computer. I've got
Mm-hmm.
a Apple iPhone. I've got Tom Ford glass. Like I've got situations where if I dig deep, I could probably figure out the same people
No,
that are
but
in
bro,
leadership.
it's not
in
it's
that- in
not
those
that
companies.
look, it's a different thing than it's look, every company, we talked about this before, all these corporations always, slave labor, forced labor, low
But I'm talking about in
wages, all that
general, the
shit,
idea they
migrant workers,
have of people.
all that. But that's not that's
These people can be horrible people.
well, yeah, but this guy is so outwardly horrible, so outwardly stupid, so outwardly like fucked up that
This-
that he is in no position. The guy's on ketamine, bro. He's fucking
But-
high all the time.
but
He's
again,
a weirdo.
If he
has, like,
gets
15
fired
baby
from Tesla
mamas.
tomorrow, if he gets let go, or
He'll be
they
broke
force
as
him out,
fuck.
I'm saying if they force him out or whatever, then what? It's okay to buy Tesla, and before that,
No.
it's not okay to buy
No,
Tesla.
that's
that's
not
what I'm
the
saying.
point. That's not the
That-
point.
well, that's what I'm saying. I would not support a company if I like the product or whatever based on the owner of the company, unless there's a situation where someone's jeopardizing like my life or something, or my
Well,
livelihood.
essentially,
it would-
look, there's literal people who are committing, and I do believe that some of these people should be labeled domestic terrorists that are throwing like Molotov cocktails through dealerships and shit. But if it's getting to that, and the corporation Tesla understands that as a publicly owned company, who I have shares in, and you probably have shares in too, and Lauren probably invests in Tesla too. Who knows? But all of that shit, as an investor, as part owner of that company, I want this motherfucker out. I own one of these fucking cars. I don't want no fucking
Yeah.
weirdo coming up to it painting swastikas on it because they don't like the motherfucking owner. I mean, the CEO or whatever. It's not my all his crazy. He just needs to shut the fuck up.
Okay, but I'm saying though is that we just had this whole conversation about Kanye, right? About Ye.
Yeah.
And I rock my Yeezy slides, and I don't see anybody trying to come up to me and punch me in my face because they feel like this, that, and the other. People pick and choose what they
Yes.
want to. Yes, so this is a pick
Yeah,
and choose
but
scenario,
nobody's
so I'm not
physically
gonna.
harming
But
me. We're wearing a pair of Yeezys. There's
exactly,
a lot of
but
black
if people
motherfuckers
started
wearing
doing
Yeezys
that,
right
should-
now.
Should Yeezy then start going away? I guess don't make any.
Kanye can talk all that Nazi shit. Niggas don't give a fuck about no Nazi shit. They love. They're like, yo, go ahead, black Nazi, whatever the fuck. No, Jewish people give a fuck about that. White people give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Like if he was wearing some shit like fuck all you niggas, I hate slaves, then I'll be feeling a certain way about that shit. But I don't. That's not my battle. Oh my god, look at my dog. Yeah, like it's not my the stuff that he is like Kanye is talking about is like not a concern of mine. Like that, the black people do not give a fuck about that. I mean, you're saying like we confidently will support his music and whatever. Yeah, we don't maybe his views on women are weird or whatever. But at the end of the day, we all listen to hip hop. We gave Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg
but that's
a
what
pass.
I'm saying.
So
people pick, like certain people pick and choose, right? And certain people have more power to pick and choose, right? Those fights and try to make some. It's like we've talked about the whole Black Lives Matter and all the different movements. I mean, it matters as far as like what the message is. What are you trying to accomplish? Now, if Elon being out of the company is what you're trying to accomplish, this has nothing to do with
He's
the
fucking with
product
my
that
money.
the company. Well, I'm just saying the people that are going after Tesla cars. It's irrational for them to go after Tesla cars. Why don't you go to your congressman,
is,
or why
but
don't you
they're
go to?
doing it.
Why don't you boycott? Why don't you not just buy a Tesla? Why don't you not, I don't know, advertise with Tesla or whatever the case would be? Like, I don't know, whatever you think is appropriate, but the people that are doing what you're describing are not the
Yeah.
people that should ever be in a position to make decisions for anything or
well,
force any change.
they're not making
So,
a decision. It's a
but
decision
you're
done
saying-
by the corporation because they're afraid of those people. Like if it got to the
Yes.
point where every Tesla was being like vandalized, do you think at that point you say, "Hey, this guy got to go"? Like when your Tesla gets vandalized, what are you gonna say?
Well, listen. What I'm saying is like, think of it like this. Think of you are the first black family to move into a white neighborhood. Think of it like that, right? And
I
guess
think
what?
I am,
guess,
yeah.
but I'm saying, but I'm just saying. Think of it, in the 50s, and
Yeah.
30s, whatever case it be. Just think of it. You're the first black family that comes in. Nobody knows you're a black family, and then you step outside, right?
Yeah.
Target number one is on your back, and then your yards you got crucifix on you getting your windows broken, getting all this and that and the other, right?
Okay.
And then what
does that have to do with
no, I'm trying
the
to make
car
I'm trying to
that
make
I
a point. I'm
drive?
trying to make a point.
I don't even know where this is going,
Exactly.
but go ahead.
So all right, so your option would be right to move, right? To move.
Why would
So
no.
So
no,
you're
no.
so you're saying
I'm not
you
gonna
have
say-
a Tesla, your car, and this and that and the other.
It's
You don't
different. It's different when one person affects millions, right? I'm one person moving into a white neighborhood, and every white person hates me because I'm white. I'm the Tesla in the neighborhood,
But
right?
yes,
That
but the
all these
people
white liberals hate.
But the people though that I'm saying there are people, not all, that will come to your home and vandalize your home.
Yeah, but I'm
there
not
are
the
people
problem.
that
The
that
Tesla's
won't do
the
that.
problem, not
yes,
me.
but I'm saying there are people that won't do that and be just as bad as the people that are doing that. And what I'm saying is, whether or not Elon is this, that, or the other, doing whatever he's doing, there are a lot of people at a lot of companies that are not doing what he's doing, but acting exact same way. So this
but it's
is
not. They're
this
not
is-
acting. No. They're not on Twitter
Yes.
doing all the shit that
It
they're doing.
doesn't
They're
have
not
to be.
running
They're
a
doing something more
fake government.
diabolical.
No,
There's
they're
something
not.
more
They're not
diabolical.
running fake government
So let me get
organizations
this
that are
straight.
cutting all our
Okay.
our benefits and everything.
So if not for
That we
Elon
pay
getting
into.
involved, if not for Elon getting involved in the political scene at all, and he
That-
just
that-
stayed,
that-
he just
that- that
and I'm just
stock would
saying,
be $600
and I know-
right now.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So. What? Now motherfuckers know he showed his true colors? Come on. He's been the same person before he got into a political arena.
There's
He's
a
been the same
difference.
person.
Like-
So now all of a sudden
Look.
he's a this, he's a that, and now everybody want to be all like, oh, he's get him out of there. He's been
because
people
he's
know who
doing
he is.
it. No,
Like his
it's
history
not-
is pretty well
no.
documented.
No,
Like,
no. It's different. Like
his
they
family
always
is-
accuse George Soros of doing these things. He's not sitting there doing a 60 Minutes interview where he's talking about, well, I'm a Nazi sympathizer, I'm this and that. He's not on Twitter every day making up shit or misinforming people or sitting there in the Oval Office saying he runs the government, putting up a fucking Tesla dealership in front of the White House. The people he's selling cars in front of the fucking White House. Like, it's crazy. Like, who does that? That's wild. And you're giving him a pass. Oh, it's okay. It's whatever. No, he needs
I'm
to
not
go.
saying
He needs
it's
to go.
okay. I'm just saying if he leaves tomorrow, whoever they replace him with, I'm not like, oh wow, this guy, this is a great person now. Wow,
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
It does not
that's what I'm
matter.
saying.
Everybody has their
there's
own
no,
skeletons,
There's no
but at the
moral
end of the
high
day-
ground for a fucking company worth trillions of dollars. Like,
Well, you gotta-
we have to,
like, your
we have to
example-
stop. No, we
Like I
have to
said,
stop getting to
if
this,
I
like-
move into the white neighborhood and I'm the person that they hate, there's a reason why they hate me, because I'm black, right? Now, there's no reason to hate a person because of the car that they're driving, right? Unless that car is directly, like, especially from a company standpoint, where the backlash is coming from the leadership. There's nothing. Your example of me moving into a white neighborhood in the 1960s is stupid because it doesn't make any sense. I'm black. I earned my way into that neighborhood. They don't like me because I'm black, not because I'm a black Nazi, because I hate Jews or any of this stuff. They just hate me because I'm black.
But what I'm saying is, Hugh, is that same hatred that they have is the same hatred, and this is what I was saying, that different scenarios
For Elon
people are
Musk?
essentially saying. No, I'm just saying that
He's
so,
doing
so what's-
tangible things. I moved into a neighborhood not hurting anybody besides bringing down your property value because black people are
So what?
passe,
So what do you
right?
think? So what do you think this? So what do you think? Okay, he's out tomorrow. Then what? Then what?
I think the world would be a better place. If
Okay,
he was
so-
out. I
so-
mean, at
so-
least that
so
corporate,
you-
that corporation,
so-
that company.
So
would be a
you're
better place.
so,
and they'd
and this
sell
is what
more
I'm trying.
cars.
And what I'm trying to explain is that a company's worth trillions of dollars. Okay, trillions of dollars. The person who's running that company doesn't give a shit about anyone who's driving any of their Teslas. Like,
No, I think
there's
they
a-
do. They should. And the reason why the stock is down is because of that whole, they don't do any marketing. They let this idiot run wild and talk all this crazy shit, and there's backlash. It's the same
It's a perception. Okay, it's not. It's okay. Care is what the care level is. I want you to buy a Tesla. I want you to buy my product. That's the care level. I want the product to be safe because I don't want to be sued. Is it care or is it risk of liability? Is it that? Who knows? But there's no care. The people that run these companies don't care about you or me or anyone else. I don't care who you put it. I don't care. No,
you gotta understand something.
You have to.
You care enough to make a good product that we're going to use, right? Like
you care enough to not to limit your liability to who you're selling your product to. So if your product is something that's whatever the consumer product, whether you eat it, ingest it, you drive it, you fly it, whatever case may be, your care ends at the liability of when you buy that product.
I understand that, but you have to.
So there's no.
If the leadership is openly saying, "I am this, that, these are my politics," he might come out and say he don't like black people one day. Are you going to buy his product still? Then I won't. I'm stuck with whatever I have now, but I won't do that. I don't. I'm not going to support that shit.
No, I'm not saying to support this, that, or the other. What I'm saying is that.
Oh, you don't like me? I'm going to make you richer.
No, I'm.
Mind you, behind closed doors, it's whatever. But if you're openly doing it, which is what he's doing now.
So,
Lauren, would you buy a Tesla if this guy was openly saying he hates black women?
Our whole hip hop scene,
I would not.
There you go. See, simple.
No, of course. But I'm saying is like our whole.
He might go out and say that one day. But
you're talking about you're talking about what people do, and I'm talking about what the assumption is that I feel that people in certain positions already do. So I can't.
He's literally doing this. I don't care. He could be the most racist person behind the scenes. I know that most white people are like that. But he's on Twitter tweeting this stuff, tweeting out Nazi stuff, tweeting out crazy stuff about black people and how he's sympathetic towards South African white farmers and shit like that. Like the apartheid, pro-apartheid.
But
what are you talking about?
This is exactly what I just said to you, and you're proving my point. You wouldn't move out of the neighborhood because somebody's saying that to you. You would not go to the school because you're throwing rocks at you because segregation. No, the teacher teaching you when segregation happened.
That's apples and oranges.
No,
you're saying that the bad people. I'm appeasing the bad people.
So
that's
when desegregation, when desegregation happened,
when people stopped buying
kids were
product,
going to schools.
Why did they do the bus boycott?
The teacher telling
you're telling me that people just because they needed to get from A to B when they during segregation they boycotted buses, right? You're saying they shouldn't have boycotted the buses because we need them anyway, so who gives a fuck?
No.
We need the bus. Go sit in the fucking back, nigga. That's what the fuck you're saying. Just go sit in the back. You need to get the fucking work.
No, that's
what you're saying.
That's not
what
I'm
telling me that I have to move out of just because white people hate me. So we hate the individual who hates other people.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Elon Musk. A group
that's not what I'm saying.
That's you literally just said it. You told me I have to move out of my neighborhood because a bunch of people hate me.
Well, no, I'm saying would you? I didn't say you have to.
Oh,
I'm saying would you?
I have the choice.
I'm saying would you?
But look, if I'm risking my life because a bunch of people, if a bunch of people who thought like Elon Musk said, "Hey, I'm going to burn crosses in front of your house and do all this, that, and the third," funny? I would definitely get the fuck up out of there.
You know what's funny? Because most people, right, tend to want to buy in a nice neighborhood, which is traditionally a white neighborhood. So let's get past the whole what we care about people say and this, that, and the other I won't support. Because typically gentrification comes from within, from us giving away our shit to them. But I'm just trying to give you the mentality of it doesn't matter.
With the car.
Tesla, Elon saying whatever the hell he wants to say is not going to change the dynamic of Tesla with regards to the consumer.
It will. Because number one, the company itself is not stable. You know that the valuation is super high just because of what he says.
But that's always been the case.
The technology is further behind now because they haven't evolved because he's been doing other shit rather than leading the company. He's not good for the company. You're a business person. You know if you were fucking up on your day-to-day job, you gotta go.
Yes.
You gotta go. So why are you justifying this shit? Like
I'm not justifying it, but what I'm saying is I'm saying no,
you gotta go. You can't even agree with that. You're a business person.
It's fine. I'm saying it's fine. No, it's not about agree or not agree. I'm just saying, like, you're talking about the moral high ground that the company should have to get him out of there.
There's two things.
And I'm talking to you about the moral high ground is a fictitious way for consumers to believe that their company that they're consuming from has a moral high ground, which I'm saying
but you
is
can't-
false. So I can't sit here
you can't-
and judge or say, oh, he
everybody is
should be
unscrupulous.
the person in charge of Tesla because he's a Nazi or whatever. I can't say that and think that other people involved in other companies, even inside that same company, are
But what
probably
does that
not
have
just
to
like
do
it.
with the
It
person
has to
who's
do with the
openly
fact of being
doing
a
it?
realist, openly or not. I just can't be like, oh well, get him out of there
the
because
thing
then
is,
it's going to be
dude,
better. That's
It's the
that's
same
what I
with
feel like the
politicians.
shuck and
They
jive
lie
is.
to get
The shuck
into
and jive-
office. Trump lied to a bunch of people. Like he's literally all these immigrants that he's deporting, right? He said, "Oh, I'm not going to deport you. You're the good ones." Oh, but now he's deporting the good ones, right? He said that he's a liar. He's a fucking liar. Now they hate him, right? He's a liar. Like
they
Elon
all
Musk
are.
is just. I know that. We know this. But when you see the,
I told you I'm a cynic. I
Yes,
can't
yes.
I can't
But-
take a pert position and say
you can't.
you know,
You can't.
this
you,
is
you have
because
even from a
because
business
with that
standpoint, you can't see that
no,
that's bad for
no.
business.
Listen, it's
You
it's,
can't say that's bad for. Is there something that I know you have a lot of things to say?
Bad
Like
for business. Bad for business. Bad for business. How is it bad for business?
is
as
it bad
far
for
as,
if you came on this podcast? You have your own business, and I have my own business. If I came on this podcast and said some of the things that we talk about on our phone calls in the morning, or said some of the things we might think about women or
listen.
people that are around us, we'd be. I'd lose
listen,
my business probably.
But
Like,
that's
right?
but that's the era that
Same
we
thing with
come
these
from.
guys,
That's not
these
what we
motherfuckers-
that's not
but
what we're living
same
in
with these
now.
motherfuckers
That's
they
not
getting-
what we're living in now.
These motherfuckers
We
talking on
literally-
podcasts.
So bad for business.
They're going to
we
jail,
literally-
right? Do
we
they not
literally
deserve
have
to
a-
go to jail?
Hugh, we literally have a president.
But
What are you
you're
talking
letting
about? That did
Elon
all
Musk
that said
slide.
all the things.
No,
but I'm
this is the
saying,
thing.
I'm
You
saying
just said
to
you
you,
just said earlier.
we
about
literally
these
have a
people-
president
Sean,
that said
Sean,
all the
Sean.
things and did
I know,
all the things.
I know.
And
But
no
Sean,
one
you
cared.
just said-
So
you just
why?
said- yeah, I
like-
know, but still,
So
it's like
what are we
if you go on
talking
a
about?
podcast and start talking about who you murdered and all that stuff, do you not deserve to go to jail? Do you not deserve to lose your business? Because you might have a business and it's corporate and public, and as you go on a podcast talking about, I hate this, I hate that, or I shot this person, I did that, and the third, then the cops come and arrest you, you go to jail, your business now is in jeopardy, stock price of that business goes down, and all that
Okay,
stuff.
I'll answer that.
Now,
I'll answer that
should
question.
you still
Yes,
be
I'll answer
CEO
that
then?
question.
Should
I'll
you
answer
still be
that question.
CEO then?
So if you've done all those things and you don't say it on a podcast, should you still be CEO? Because that's the point I'm making.
Yes, you should still be CEO because nobody knows.
See, so that's what I'm saying. That doesn't
But
make any
it's
sense to
stupid
me.
that
I
if you
can't
do,
rationalize
he's
that
literally
what you
doing
just
this. He
said.
bought
I
Twitter
can't-
so he
I
can
can't
do whatever the
rationalize,
fuck he wants to do.
But the point you just said, I can't get to that. I get to
How
the
do you
point
not
of they're
get to
both
that?
the
The
same.
motherfucker is out
Whether
there just
you're
doing, he's
talking
getting a
about it and
pass.
showing it,
'Cause you're
and I know
cynical?
you're doing, and I have an
That doesn't make
assumption
any
based on
sense, bro. It
history
makes
that
no
you're doing
sense.
it anyway.
I feel
I
you're
just
just
can't
going
get
in this
to
tent
like
because you don't want to
one
be
is
wrong.
better than the other.
Like you
Well,
just
Lauren,
don't
do
want to
you feel
admit
like-
you're wrong.
Do you
The
feel like
motherfucker
one's
should go.
better than
You
the
know,
other?
you went-
You're
bro,
better if it's in front of your face
No,
versus behind, or do you think
Bro,
it's the same?
you've taken
I
you've
tend to
taken
think, me
business
personally,
101.
I think
You
I
it's the
think
understand
it's the
that.
same.
I have a
What do you
hard
mean?
time being like,
What do you
oh,
mean,
he
Lauren? What do you
said
go
it in
ahead?
front of my, you know.
What are you talking about? What's the same?
You said, what do I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's morally wrong, even if you say something messed up in front of the people. I mean, like it's messed up even if it's behind the
Yes,
scenes
it's
too.
the same.
I mean,
No, I get.
nobody's gonna really admit that, most people are not, but like if you I don't know, if you stick to having good morals, like that's wrong.
Yeah, it's not about morals or what
If
you
that
do
makes
behind the
sense.
scenes. It is about the understanding that this person, we know what he's about. People don't like it, so now he's feeling
Right.
the backlash of that through his pocketbook. People are not going to buy your car. People don't like you. People are vandalizing the cars that you sell, right? And in turn, it's affecting the people that own the cars, like me, like Jenna, and you,
Yeah.
whoever the
Right.
fuck owns the cars. That's a bad thing. They get rid of him, the stock price will go up. They get rid of him, they'll do better marketing. They'll
I don't
get rid of him,
disagree
they'll
with
evolve
that.
technology-wise.
I don't
He's not
disagree
doing
with
the
that.
job.
I don't
That's
disagree
widely
with that.
known. Investors have come out and said it.
Yes.
They're on CNBC.
I don't-
People that
I
are
don't
invested,
disagree
that's
with
why they're
that.
dumping the stock. So
Yeah,
what are you talking about
no,
then? Why
I
are
don't
you
disagree
giving
with that. What I'm saying is I can't, me in this position, me personally, whether he needs to go, right? I agree he needs to go, but so that the stock price and all the things that you said, but I'm just saying, me personally, I can't take a position of saying he needs to go because of what he did, because I don't feel differently because
What?
knowing that no, I don't feel differently knowing that people in that same sphere do that shit behind closed doors anyway.
In that
And
they be
but-
drinking
but I'm
baby
saying-
blood and,
but I'm
and,
saying-
and
but
sleeping
I'm
with
saying-
underage children.
But I'm saying,
if they
but-
found out that he was
but-
sleeping
but-
with underage
but I'm-
children, can he
but
still
I'm-
be in that
but-
position?
No, but I'm saying the find out part to me, right? It's like these guys all run these companies. These guys all control, right, the commerce, right? Blackstone alone controls like 80% of the
Yeah.
S&P. So I'm talking about they all know what's going on. So it's not like Elon just jumped out the window and he's now this
But
person.
if you
So-
found out that he was having sex with underage kids,
what I'm s- but
what
Hugh,
would you still
Hugh,
buy
Hugh,
Teslas, or
Hugh,
would you still
Hugh,
support it? Or
Hugh,
would they get
Hugh,
rid? Like they had to
Hugh,
get rid of him. They
what
had
I-
to get
what
rid
I'm
of him,
saying,
right?
Hugh, what I'm saying is his everything that he's done has been financed by the people who knows who he is,
I
that are the
understand
companies
that,
and things that.
bro, I
So
am
do we
not
have to?
dumb.
So okay, so let me ask you this then. Is there a retro? Okay,
Go ahead.
let me ask you this, because we talked about, like, if someone is assaulted or someone, why want the money? Why do you want the money? Why don't you take them to justice? Right? Did you want the money? Right?
Yes.
We talked about. So that's personally how I feel as well. Why don't you want the justice? Why would you want to sue if something damaged you and whatever? Right? But at the end of the day, it's the
And those
same.
are personal decisions, and you have to be scrutinized by the public on that. Like that's why I think that even Charleston White had that opinion about Cassie. Like, damn, you taking these beatings and all this other stuff, but when the bag came, you didn't want to lose that lifestyle. So you took it. And I agree with that perception
what
of
I
it.
say-
But
and
also
that's
that's
what
a
I'm
perception
saying.
that she has
That's
to live
whole-
with, and she
This
made
whole
a
thing is
decision.
about, right?
Like Lauren, if
getting him out of
Diddy,
there
if
to
you were in an
make sure-
abusive relationship
Yeah,
with Diddy,
so-
and he settled out of court for $100 million with you, would you take the money and shut the fuck up, or would you just go out there for some moral cause? I mean, you already did everything. You already did the freak off. You already did you already got beat up.
Right.
Like, would you take the money and walk away, or would you like be out there and be a martyr for putting him behind bars or whatever? I
That's
take
a
the
tough
money. I don't know about
question.
y'all.
The
I
money
take the
sounds
money
good.
too.
I'm not gonna lie.
I shut
Yeah,
fuck
the
up and
money
take the
sound
money.
good.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's just me, and I would
Yeah.
look, I'm $100 million richer, and I am
No,
not.
no,
Gonna,
I
let the
personally
public
would as
say what they
well. But I'm
want.
saying if people want to play that role, they shouldn't then take
Yes,
them, right? You
but-
don't go play the
Yes,
role
but this
like
is
you're damaged
we're
and this
talking-
and that and the other, but then
this is
try
the
to.
crazy part. We're talking about a corporation that would benefit from losing this idiot as their leader. They would benefit because then they could actually do real marketing. They won't be beholden to some weirdo that could say something crazy and fuck up everything. They could actually advance because he runs the show. Do you understand? He's holding them back, like the dumb things that they do, like taking LiDAR out of the car, right? Like the light radar. No, the cameras will work because Elon likes the cameras. The cameras don't work well. They don't. And it affects the way the car drives with the self-driving. It's not going to be a better self-driving car than what Waymo's doing or any of these Chinese people, right? And so, and the way he runs the company, having people to come in and certain people coming in every day and working and doing all this other stuff. Like there's certain things that you have to understand about running a company in this modern day and age that he's not doing. And yeah, it's successful because he keeps feeding people bullshit. Oh, we got robots. We got
Well,
this.
the public.
We got that.
I mean, look,
Like-
the public. Just like anybody else who would get canceled, or he could get canceled. I mean, nobody's immune to that. So that'll
I just
if that
don't
needs to happen, that'll happen, and the market will dictate that happening, and then things will move on as they such will, and there'll be someone else that'll have a scandal 5 years later at another company, and then everybody will boycott that one. But along the way, that company will continue to increase revenue and take pitfall and keep going and keep chugging along, and people will keep. I mean, it's the machine is the machine. So if that company fails, something else takes its place. What we have is the system itself is baked in for people like Elon to succeed, and that's just
but
what it
that's
is.
what needs to change.
Well, yes, but again, we're very far from that, and him leaving Tesla's not going to change anything within that.
It's a step
realm.
in the right direction. I think.
No. That's
So
not
let
a
the
step in
Nazi
right
run
direction.
the fucking shit.
No,
and
no,
then
no,
that's it. Okay.
no. Elon being forced out of Tesla is not a step in the right direction for opportunities to be vast for other people that are not Elon. those are going to like that's not going to make any change. It's going to slide another Elon in there, another person, right?
Yeah.
So, but if they put someone else, right? If you give if that would be a change. That would push a change.
Well, yeah, there's
Status quo is never going to make any real change. So. It would just
Whatever.
be status quo and tell somebody shut the fuck up and take that money, just like you said on the case.
I mean,
see.
these are decisions we have to make in life. Like, I would say, look. If I was being, if I was part of the freak offs and all that shit, and I already took the pain. I mean, it's compensation for the pain and suffering that you went through, and it doesn't. I mean, look, I can't. I don't. I think I would. Public scrutiny, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't care. I wouldn't want to be in the public eye after all that. So I think Cassie did the right things for her personal well-being. But there's other people that might have been victimized too that aren't speaking and all that type of stuff. If they choose not to, then whatever. The feds are gonna do what they're gonna do because they just want to get Diddy because he's a successful black man. Like they didn't do none of this stuff to fucking Epstein.
Epstein.
Like none of the I mean until the real shit hit the fan. Right.
Yeah.
But like he's been doing it for a good part of 40 years. For 40 years almost, this motherfucker's running around sex trafficking people and stuff. Diddy over there just partying and bringing prostitutes over.
Yeah.
Illegal, he was crossing state lines, Rico. Like, come on, bro.
Well, that's how they're getting these rappers now.
They just get them on bullshit. It's only black people they do this to. That's another thing.
Fly them out.
Speaking
it's a
of,
rap.
I guess, man, I didn't talk. Let's keep it moving because this wasted too much time talking about that nonsense. I can't believe. Oh my goodness, Sean. I don't know what to do with you. Anyway,